high, way beyond the sky. Jesus is there, and the mansion He's prepared for me, and that's where I'm gonna be eternally. I'm on my way to a better place. I've got a home up high, way beyond the sky. Jesus is. And the mansion He's prepared. Oh yeah, for me. And that's where I'm gonna be. One day He'll crack the sky. At the twinkling of an eye, I'll see Him face to face. He's gonna carry me up to a place He has prepared for me. I'm gonna live for eternity. That'll be true victory when Jesus comes for me. One day, oh, twinkling of an eye, face to face, see Him. He has prepared. When Jesus, when He comes for me, I'm on my way to a better place. Yes, sir. Jesus is there. Yes, He is. He prepared for me. And that's where I wanna be. Where I'll be. Going to a better place. Yes, I am. Going to a better place. Y'all gonna look for me. I'll be gone. I'm going to a better place. Let me tell you where I'm going. I'm going to heaven. Heaven. Yes, I am. Yeah. Going to a better place. Try to keep it together. Oh, heaven. Yes, sir. I'm going to heaven. Yes, I am going to heaven. I'm going. Yeah, I'm going. Going to. Yes, I am going to heaven. I'm going. Yeah, I'm going. I'm going to
What's going on, y'all? It is your man D-Toll. You are tuned in to Shop Talk, everyone's favorite show, right here on everyone's favorite network. You know what it is, children. It is freedomradio.com, and I am super duper excited to be here with you today. But before we jump into anything, and we do have co-hosts and do have great topics and things to talk about, but before we do anything, do me a favor, y'all. Get on the phone and call, text, tweet, Facebook, MySpace, Instagram, Social Cam, Marco Polo, Periscope, whomsoever it might be, Thread, Spill, whatever it is you use. But tell your mama them, Ray, Shay, Day, Delicious them, Nut them, Pojo them. Let them all know that Shop Talk is live right now, right here on the Freedom Radio family of networks. We are streaming live on Facebook as well, as we want to welcome those hanging out with us on YouTube. Listen, before we go any further, if you tuning in for the first time and trying to figure out what is going on. What am I listening to? What is going on? D-Toe, tell me what it is. Well, let me tell you. Shop Talk. It's that good barbershop, beauty shop, coffee shop, donut shop, nail shop talk. We know it is. Those conversations that stay right there in that place. Well, that's what this is today. This is a safe place, a place where you can hang out, let your hair down, and be able to have conversation that you would not otherwise be able to have. And those of you who know, if when Demetrius comes on, he'll let you know that Freedom Radio is the only station for the people, by the people, and all those great things that he says. Listen, let me give some early morning shout out to some people hanging out with us. People like Diamond Fee in the virtual building. What is going on? Shout out to Tracy J. Wilson, also in the virtual building. We also have Cameron DeGaulle on and hanging out with us. What is going on? And glad to have Yolanda Prothro on with us as well. What's up? Hey, to Ashley Monet, what is going on? Glad to have you hanging out with us also, and so many more. Want to give a shout out. We opened up today's show with a song by Angela Marie, Bay Area's own Angela Marie. Song is called Heaven's a Better Place. It features yours truly as well as Alfreda Lyons Campbell. We had a great time. It was about this time last year that we were able to go and be able to put that song together and had a great time doing it. And I want to give that shout out. That song is downloadable as well as streamable wherever it is that you download or play your music. Again, the song is called Heaven's a Better Place, and the artist's name is Angela Marie. I'll put it on the screen just for a moment more. And those of you who may have missed the opening song, it's all good. You can go back and listen to it when we're done today, and you will agree that heaven's a better place. Shout out to my first cousin, Linnell Johnigan. Linnell, what's going on, Big Cuz? Glad to have you hanging out with us. Also to Celeste Ford. Celeste, girl, what's going on? I haven't seen you in a few weeks. What's happening with you? Holler at me when time allows, as well as to my big sis. We've got Adrian Johnson in the virtual building, Auntie Pooey in the virtual building. It's all good. Lo and behold, the artist that I was just talking about, the artist I was just giving a shout out to, Angela Marie, she is in the virtual building today as well. Angela, hey, I was just giving you a shout out about that great song that we got a chance to record. And I see that you have more great music as well. I think you have a new song with Aaliyah. Let me see, Aaliyah Hall. I believe you have a new song with Aaliyah Hall that we definitely want to get our hands on and be able to play as well. What is going on to Linda McCreary, hanging out with us at the happiest place on earth. She is hanging out from Disneyland. Glad to have you hanging out with us as well. That is good stuff. Listen, we want you all that are hanging out to be able to join and comment in the chat section, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook. Feel free to chime in, put your comments in the chat, and we will do what we can to make sure that we get that information up on the screen. All right, y'all, for those of you who don't know, my name is Demetrius Tollfree. How do you know? It literally says so right there, and you can hit me up and follow me on all social media platforms at DTollfree, at DTOLEFREE. That's on Facebook. That's on Twitter/X if you still use it. That's on Instagram. It is on I use Spill, I use Threads, all of those great places. I use the same handle at DTollfree. Also, if you just want to test out and see if you can send somebody $1,000 via Cash App or Venmo, well, listen, I'm your guy. You can test with me at DTollfree on Venmo, $DTollfree on Cash App. It is all good. Listen, I'm glad to have all of you hanging out with us. Let's get ready to bring up our first co-host out in Hercules of California. My guy, his mother is already here chiming in and making things happen. Well, we're going to bring him up, one of our resident funny guys, incredible vocalist, and a great friend of all of ours. Let's bring him up without further ado. My guy, Jacory Prothro. Jacory, man.
What's up?
What's going on?
Good morning. Good morning. I still got that after praise Sunday. We had a fabulous time in service on Sunday, so I got my Barry White voice going on this morning. So pray for me.
We we will
Jesus.
keep you in prayer. Listen, I feel you, man. Unusual for me. I had a long day at service on church on Sunday. Not only did we have our normal 9 a.m. service, but our presiding bishop of the Church of God in Christ, Bishop J. Drew Sheard. Many of you know him. He's the husband of the famed Clark sister, Karen Clark Sheard. He's our presiding bishop for those of us in the Church of God in Christ. And he came in. It's an election year, so I just need you to know this. It's an election year, and he came, took a day off from his church, flew to California,
Wow.
and all of our bishops from the area and jurisdiction all came together at my church, and I had to put a choir together, and we had a great time. But the service was at 5 p.m., so I had been at church since 8 a.m.
My Lord.
9 o'clock service. It was Women's Day, and then late had to hang out the whole. Because if I came home, I never would have made it back. So I
Right.
stayed in the area the whole time. Had a great service at 5 o'clock. Got through about 9. No, we got through about 7 something. About 7 something. Then I had to get some nourishment to help me out. And then I finally got in bed. Man, probably about 9:30, 10 o'clock. I was worn out. But I am glad to have you hanging out with us. Yes, so Diamond Feet said you sung it at her classmate's funeral on Friday, and she said, "Man, she's still
Let me,
playing the song."
Diamond V, I appreciate you because I was asked to sing My Destiny, which is my single that I haven't sung a lot of because I kind of put it out while the pandemic was going on. But I was asked to sing not only My Destiny at a homegoing celebration, but also Take Me to the King. And you know I am not Tamala Man, but I sure put some of that Ja'Cory Custard on there. And I think, we had a real good time. But what happened Sunday was something happens when I do praise and worship, and God will just take me into kind of like encouraging, which a lot of preachers will call it preaching. But the pastor actually called me out to preach for the 7 last words. And that's something I've been singing in church for probably over 35 years, but I've never been at a church to where they actually elevated my gift and it wasn't just used or pimped per se.
Yeah.
So I'm elated, I'm excited, I'm nervous, I'm scared, but it's something that I've been doing all my life. But if you're not in a church where they're lifting you, you need to check your membership.
Wow. I like that, man. Good stuff. And congratulations to you, man. The Bay Area already knows you're one of those incredible singers, man. So we're glad to know that you're a part of us. And good shout out to my friend Pastor Jerome Harris out in Atlanta, Georgia. Also, shout out to Tracy Anderson. Tracy, girl, what is going on? I haven't seen her in a while. What's going on? Thank you again, Tracy J. Wilson, who always loves to give us our individual shout outs, which I am grateful for. Tracy, you are a great friend, and we appreciate all of the support that you give Freedom Radio. All right, y'all, let's get ready to bring up our next co-host out in Charlotte of North Carolina. We already know that she is the creative mind behind our graphic designs. As you see, I'm wearing a Freedom t-shirt again today. I'm always doing what I can to promote our brand, and we are making things happen. And yes, Tracy Anderson, we love you as well. You already know that. It goes without saying. But let's get ready to bring up my homegirl, graphic designer extraordinaire, great singer, great person, all around smart person, my friend Yolanda. Don't call her sis. Wild Praise Morant. Yolanda Morant, what is going on?
Maybe that's better. Hi, how y'all doing?
All is well. How are you feeling?
I'm good. Thank you.
Awesome. I see, you're working your rare hat. You know what I'm saying? I see you rare. I see you ready to make things happen. Today is going to be a good day.
Leopard's my new, well, I won't say new. I've loved it for a long time. So, yeah.
I didn't know that. You know what? There's an interesting Wild Praise fact that we didn't know that we may have to use one time for
I love leopard. I love animal print, but I love leopard print specifically. So me and my stylist, yes, our stylist, me and my stylist were talking, and so there'll be little elements of leopard that I wear now instead of just, like everybody has a thing, right? Like Lisa Ray has a thing. Her thing is white. go ahead with that, girl. You can have it. But you know, I'm good. I hate white. But leopard, I said, oh, let's do that. Let's have a thing. Right? Like artists don't really on the artist side. You know what I'm saying? Artists don't, just like a thing they have or that they do. And I always thought that was cool that LisaRaye had that kind of thing like that.
Absolutely. That's good stuff. Oh,
you're welcome, Miss Tracy.
Yeah. So we're glad to have you hanging out with us. I think Tracy, she's got the box that she won a few weeks ago, and I think that is awesome. Listen, let's get things going. Let's get ready to start now with our National Day, and we only have a few today. We have 4 national days, and I'll start out with this one. Today is I need to look. I'm looking at mine, and I doubt I'm going to go out there, but today is National Backyard Day. National Backyard Day. I'm looking at mine. I haven't been in the backyard other than to take pictures in a long time. So I doubt that I'll be going out there today, but today is National Backyard Day. And they're probably saying that because today officially starts spring. Spring officially starts today. And yeah, you're right, Tracy. That is interesting. But if it's spring, where else to be but outside and to be in the backyard? That might be a great place to hang out. Thirdly, today is National Certified Nurses Day. Certified Nurses Day. Now it's interesting. I have 2 certified nursing assistants that live under my roof. And obviously, I'm always celebrating them and taking them places, and they taking advantage of their poor old dad. And Dad, I just need this Louis Vuitton this, and I need this Gucci that. Like, girl, where do you think I get money from? It grew on your tree. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. But anyway, I'm always celebrating the young ladies that live with me. So today is National Certified Nurses Day. Now they're not official nurses yet, but they are nursing assistants, and I am doing all I can to make this happen. So we're going to definitely want to shout all that out. And then lastly, in terms of National Day, today lastly is, this is every day for me, but today is National Let's Laugh Day. National Let's Laugh Day. So now I'm always laughing about something. I'm always on Instagram and looking at different people, and they always make me laugh. Speaking of, I'm going to do something I never do in terms of shouting somebody out from Instagram, but I want to shout out a person that I follow that makes me laugh on the regular. His name is Devarion Jarvell. I don't know if any of y'all are familiar with him. His name is Devarion Jarvell, black guy. And he does little skits every day, and the skits all feature him. He's playing different roles every day, but the skits feature him. He's a great, funny guy. He's not going to have you hee ha ha ha, bending over, but the stuff that he does is very interesting and funny. So I want to give that shout out again to Devarion Jarvell, who is someone I follow on Instagram, and he does make me laugh. All right, now before we go any further, I'm going to throw it out to Yolanda Wild Praise and Rant, because she has a couple shout outs that she wants to give. Shout out to Christian Campbell in the building. What is going on? Glad to have you hanging out. And I see you, Diamond Feet. She says her baby is a nursing assistant too. That is awesome. So shout out to your baby as well. And without further ado, Yolanda, we throw it out to you to let us know about your shout out.
Right, we can stay right here.
Okay.
We stay right here. So first, our condolences. Sure, I know we're going to talk about, but I don't want to forget our condolences to the Crouch family, as Sandra Crouch, depending on where you live, how you say it. Sandra Crouch, the twin sister of Andre Crouch, passed away. What's today? Tuesday. So she passed away Sunday. She passed away yesterday. And our condolences to her family. Legendary pioneer, I'm sure we'll talk about today. And also our condolences to Lady Vanessa Bell Armstrong, her father. Yes, her father is still living. Her father passed away this morning. I believe it may between last night and this morning. So our condolences to her family.
Absolutely, and definitely we'll definitely dive a little further into both of those great icons in just a moment. Shout out to Kimberly Morales, my classmate from way back there. I know she goes to church with you, Jacory, but I've been knowing her since the 7th grade. So shout out to her. Glad to have her hanging out with us. Now, before we go any further on jumping to birthdays, we do have another co-host out in the ATL of Georgia that is in the virtual building. And we're going to bring him out without further ado. He's the original Hallelujah morning man himself. This guy is hilarious. Let's bring him up. Emetrius Hunter. Emetrius, man, what is going on?
Well, hello, good morning, and hallelujah, morning to everybody out there in Freedom Radio Land. Welcome to another great edition of Shop Talk, the only show for the people, by the people, where the people can just be the people. And we just love the people here at Shop Talk, here at Freedom Radio.
Absolutely. I like that. See, and I see you added on to your tagline. I was trying to say it for you before you got on. I messed it all up, but I'm glad that you was able to say it, add on to it, and make it yours, man. That is awesome. Glad to have you hanging out. And already, Tracy J. Wilson shouting you out. Also, Diamond Fee shouting you out, man. We've got all type of great people hanging out with us.
Oh, that was me.
That was not me. It's all good.
Got
all right,
song
y'all.
To heart, Yolanda. You'd like to share?
Always. You always got a song in her heart.
Oh, I wish.
Yeah. And we've also got Cameron shouting you out as well. So listen, we're going to keep things going, and let's get ready to jump into today's birthdays. And we just have just a couple. Today's birthdays, we have 4 in total. First of all, actor extraordinaire. We know him from the whole Die Hard series and all those type of great movies that he has played in. Bruce Willis, actor Bruce Willis. Today is his 69th birthday. So happy birthday to him. Yeah, incredible actor. I know he's going through some challenges now, but listen, he is an incredible actor making things happen. And we're certainly grateful to be able to shout him out on his 69th birthday. Also, from Love and Hip Hop New York, and I think she had a stint on Atlanta as well, Yandy Smith. Yandy Smith. We know Yandy. Yeah, today is her 42nd birthday. So shout out to Yandy.
I love Yandy. I love her so much. She has a skincare line out that someone had gave to me, and I had did it, put it on my Instagram, and she actually took it and shared it and thanked me and everything for sharing the skincare products and showing me actually utilizing them. So wow, she's really a great woman. She's a great entrepreneur. She's a businesswoman, and she stands on business and means business.
Absolutely.
Is there something moving? What's moving over there?
Over where?
There's something moving behind you.
That's probably my pooch.
Oh, well, praise the Lord, pooch.
I cannot. Shout out to Pastor Bill Carter up in Sacramento. What's going on, man? Glad to have you hanging out with us. So yeah, as we continuing on, so we got Bruce Willis, we have Yandy Smith. We also have the incredible coach extraordinaire, if you will, multiple Super Bowl winning coach, the most recent winning coach, Andy Reid. Today is his 66th birthday. So shout out to Coach Andy Reid from the Kansas City Chiefs, having a great birthday. I'm sure he is. Shout out to my young homie, David Logan. What's going on, man? I will see you in a couple days in Marin City. I'm going to talk about that. So I'm going to bring that flyer up as soon as I can find it. You know, you get a certain age, you can't remember everything. David, if you can, man, send me that flyer real quick via text, son. I'll put it on the screen and make things happen. Lastly, in terms of birthdays.
Wake up.
Lastly, in terms of birthdays, actress Glenn Close. Haven't heard this name in a while, but actress Glenn Close. Today is her 77th birthday, and we definitely want to take a moment to shout her out. Now, I was up at 5 a.m. this morning looking for birthdays and all that kind of stuff. So I may have missed some important people, but I just found these 4 to be able to make things happen. So normally this is where Ashley would come in, but I will keep things here. And listen, let me just tell you, those of you who are having birthdays today, this week, this month, during this season, listen, don't let anybody take away your shine. This is your time to be able to remember the time of your birth and go out and celebrate you. I know you probably want friends and family members and constituents and stuff like that to celebrate you, but if they don't, take the time to celebrate you. Go out and buy yourself something. Go out and take a stroll, take a walk, take a drive, take yourself to dinner. Go sit up and celebrate you, because nobody, and I mean nobody, can celebrate you better than you. So on behalf of all of us here at Freedom Radio, we want to tell you, from all of us, happy birthday. All right, y'all, we're going to keep things going. And in doing so, I want to just say this. Yolanda already has mentioned it, and I just want to take a moment to just kind of hang our hat there for a moment in terms of the great Sandra Crouch, the twin sister of Andre Crouch. Incredible trailblazers in gospel music, incredible trailblazers. When I was younger, I would listen to them, but I didn't know when I was younger just how legendary they were, because I would see them all the time because they were here in California. So whether I was in Los Angeles with my family or they were coming up here hanging out with the Hawkins all the time. So I saw them all the time. And so they was just Sandra and Andre. But little did I know that they would become this legendary duo, writing and creating music and songs that we would sing. Here it is, some 40, others 50-year-old songs that are still mainstays in gospel music. So I just want to take this moment. I'm sure each of you may have something to say, but I want to just take a moment to really just say thank you for all that they have done. She took care of her brother, the twins. She took care of her brother when he started getting sick and all these type of great things. And now she has closed her eyes. I believe she was 81, which is, I mean, can't get mad at that. Can't get mad at 81. I mean, we hate to hear of the passing, but we only promised about 70 years, and she got 11 years of overtime, and she was still looking amazing, doing her thing, making things happen. Yolanda, I'll start with you. I mean, talk to us about the whole impact of not just Sandra Crouch, but her and her twin brother Andre as well.
I mean, I don't know how you put it into words, actually, to be honest. Their music was just impactful. It was amazing. Yeah. I saw Lamar Campbell comment on Brian Cage's post. He was probably one of the first people I saw to share it. And Lamar Campbell, I mean, people, if you know, artists, most people may know who he is. He has a song More Than Anything, right? And or he recorded the song More Than Anything. It was actually written by Mr. Rick, Anita Wilson's husband. Okay, so he said, wow, you know, the end of an era of the pioneers of contemporary gospel music. I thought, wow, you know, so I don't know. I think we're experiencing so much loss. And to be honest with you, it kind of puts you at a loss. When we're all talking, I just thought, man, it's like our music heroes. You know, for me, I grew up in the house listening to Yes, Lord, from the bottom of my heart to the depths of my soul. Yes, Lord, completely yes. On the album. Now, you know what I'm saying? Don't come for me because I'm not old. I was a kid. I grew up, you know, it was on the actual album that you had to move, you know, the marker. So I go on and on. It was, you know, I did meet her one weekend at Stella Weekend. She was really nice. And like, hey, aren't you pretty? Well, let's take a picture. So, you know, condolences to her and to her family as we
absolutely
press through these moments.
Absolutely. Yeah. Demetrius, man. Tell me your thought on.
I have a different feeling.
Yeah, we do. We have a little bit different vibe on that. So, but Demetrius, man, tell me about the whole impact that you feel about, you know, Sandra Crouch and her passing, of course, her, and now, of course, her brother as well. Incredible minstrels of music, man. Tell me what your thoughts are on that. I think he's muted. He's moving around trying to get himself together. I tell you what, Dimitri, you work on that. We'll come back to you. So, Jacory, tell me your thoughts, man, on this whole Sandra Crouch thing.
Man, when I saw it, all I could think of is, it won't be long till we'll be leaving here. And then it took me all the way back to like listening to Sheila Robinson in the morning.
Absolutely,
when I was
that was a closing song.
All of these songs I heard, I didn't necessarily know who wrote them or who sung them, but I heard them. And I did get the chance to experience both of them together doing my years at Dr. Jones retreats and shows and things of that nature. And I mean, it's kind of scary for me. I look at it, it's scary, and I'm happy, that they live long lives. But I look at how we're climbing in gospel music. We're elevating, but we're losing stairs. Mm-hmm. And I feel as though we're overlooking the wisdom that come with being a gospel artist. Because when I saw these people, they had a poise, they had a stance, they had they believed this music. And I think a lot of people that are singing gospel music now, we don't know what you believe. We don't know what you're about, but you got a gift. Yeah. So it changes the whole gospel artistry spin. And I feel as though in this season, we need to start celebrating those that, even like Vanessa Bell, she's still here, but she's getting up in age. She's a little, she's going through some sickness. We need to start representing, playing their music, because at the end of the day, that's the shoulders in which we stand on.
Absolutely. I love it, man. That's great stuff. And Dee Dee Felder highlighted what you said, man, which was actually brilliant. That we're elevating, but we're losing stairs. That is a brilliant comment.
Sound change.
Yeah. So I mean, Demetrius, man, tell me about, in your opinion, this whole effect of Sandra Crouch. Of course, we already her brother already passed. I don't want to say lost, because we know where he is, but we've already experienced his passing, and now the passing of his sister, the great Sandra Crouch. And the effect that she's had on the gospel community, man. Tell me what you think about that.
Definitely my condolences to the Crouch family. Sandra Crouch being one of the voices of the Crouch family right beside Andre. It was almost like Walter and Tremaine, but they were brother and sister. She's paved a way. She's, put out music that has went across the country. She's an icon. She's a pioneer from her standpoint. She's done a lot in this gospel music industry. And I think within the gospel music industry, what we oftentimes see us doing is applauding people or acknowledging their legacy when they're gone. Mm-hmm. Not too many people pay the way, like I was saying last night, was like, so many times we say legendary, but a lot of these people are icons. Mm-hmm. And some of them don't get that icon name stamped on them until we don't have a funeral service and bury them, and then we want to come back later. These people are icons.
Absolutely.
These people are definitely icons. Donnie McClurkin at this point is an icon in his career. He's done this thing consistently over 2 decades. I mean, you have to look at the history. When you carry the title icon, that means you have a body of history that has been consistent over a course of time, basically over at least 20 plus years. So these are like icons. So I'm coming to my point now to where I'm looking at like Donald Lawrence and Donnie McClurkin. They're icons to me. I'm giving them their icon status now. I don't want to wait until they're gone to start remembering their legacy and their history and their body of work in the gospel industry. And that's what we tend to always do.
Yeah, I'm with you. And, some of these great comments are coming in. I want to highlight Yolanda Propro, Jacory's mama, who chimes in, and she says she was the first person that I knew to get a master's degree. And with the tambourine, she was an amazing tambourine player. I love that. Maggie Wincher, my homie, who I'll see in a couple of days, she says Sandra and Kenny Crouch has kept Andre legacy forefront. She said, and she also was mentioning Vanessa Bell is the GOAT. I love it. We also have Dee Dee Felder chiming in and saying that yes, that they are iconic, and Pastor Bill Carter agreeing with what Demetrius has said as well as Dee Dee Felder says that she agrees that we need to start giving people their flowers while they yet can smell them. So definitely our thoughts and prayers are with the Crouch family in the loss of, again, I say the loss, but in the passing. I think that's the better word, because I don't think that she's lost. I believe we all know that she is up there getting herself together to help with Heavenly Choir that we all hope to be a part of if we live right. Also, we mentioned via Wild Praise Morant the passing of the father of Vanessa Bell Armstrong, Vanessa Bell at this point, but Vanessa Bell's father passed early this morning, and certainly our thoughts and prayers are with that family as well, and the whole Bell family. I think there was 3 sisters. I could be wrong, but I think there was 3 sisters and they had a little group when they were growing up. And I remember I still have that album, that CD, when Vanessa Bell did a live recording and she included her father.
I don't want all of my labor to be in vain.
Yes, sir, Doc.
The fact that Jacory knows the whole catalog is killing me right now.
Yeah, her catalog is.
But let me just say this is because I spent some time yesterday on YouTube. These are the things that inspired me to sing, watching people that could actually create moments. And nowadays in artistry, not just gospel, we got people on stages and they just up there and you don't feel nothing, no soul. I was watching Patti LaBelle last night and I was just like, what would the world have been like without a Patti LaBelle, without a Aretha Franklin? Not these people that just got the mic, but the people that they glamour out, they put on a costume, they give you swag, they go in. That's what I'm looking for in artistry, not just somebody that's got all this auto-tune on their voice and you can sway your hips. What can you do with your clothes on, with the microphone, and with just a microphone with the cord?
Yeah. That's definitely good. That's a good thought, man, because artistry has changed, and it's really, I mean, especially from an R&B standpoint. Obviously, I'm not an R&B singer, and I don't necessarily know R&B in and out like others may, but I can tell you that the view of R&B music has really changed in terms of the women that sing R&B music. They have to have a certain look. It's no longer about a sound. They have to have a certain look in order to. Yeah, I mean, and really, I mean, but as Jacory was saying, there are a lot of people who most of their stuff is being auto-tuned. So really, as long as they have the look, and they can, as he said, move their hips on the stage and, you know, make these type of things happen on stage, that gets them further in life than many of us in terms of musicality. But you know, and it's great that you guys bring this up. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because I had a question that I've had this question for weeks, and I have never had a chance to get to it. But based on what you guys are saying, this is really a good segue to a question I've always wanted to ask. We know that we all are in gospel music, and so I want to talk about this from a gospel music standpoint. But before I do, let me give a quick shout out to my guy. I call him BTK, short for Bowtie King, but I want to give a shout out to my guy, Alan McPherson. Alan McPherson is launching a brand new shop here in Hayward, California. It's called The Tailor's Closet, and he is launching some great stuff. He has a lot of accessories, from bow ties to ties to pins that you put on your lapel pins and so many other things. Hopefully, I haven't heard him mention cufflinks, so BTK, man, add that to your thing. We need to get some cufflinks in that store. But he's opening a brand new place. I want us to be able to support him. He supported so many, and I plan to be there on April the 6th at 3 p.m. As you see, the address is on the screen, and we'll do all that we can to be able to support him. But let me ask you guys this question. Yolanda, Demetrius, Jacory, we're all in gospel music. What do you think about this particular question? And this is a legitimate question. In your opinion, do you think that gospel radio is dead? Now, we talked about We talk about the Andre Crouches, Sandra Crouches, the Walter Hawkins, Edwin Hawkins. This is just the people that we're talking about in the Bay Area. The Vanessa Bells, all these great people. The James Moores. That's where I got that from, Yolanda. James Moore is where I got that from. Anyway, but we heard these people coming up as kids. If we didn't see them on TV because they weren't on TV. We weren't going to a whole bunch of concerts because a whole lot of concerts weren't coming here. We initially became acquainted with all these great artists that you all have mentioned thus far by listening to the radio. For many of us back in the day, we had KSOL with Sheila Robinson, and she closed every week with the song that Jacory was talking about, It Won't Be Long Till We'll Be Leaving Here. We heard that every week. That's how we knew if we was on time or late for church on Sunday morning, based on the timing of her playing that song. But now Sheila Robinson is no longer doing radio. We started listening to Tinka and Sharita, Riri. We was listening to them on KMEL. And after a while, now they are no longer doing radio. So in my opinion, or in you all's opinion, do we all think that the thing that we grew up on that was so important to us, gospel radio, is it, in your opinion, dead?
I'm going to say that it's not. That's kind of a good question, because you actually, unless you are down south, depending on where you are in the country, you won't find really any gospel stations. Now unless you got Sirius in your car.
That part, and they just play the same thing over and over.
Yeah, it's a playlist.
Now, Sirius is still smacking. Sirius is still smacking when they have like shows, the Erica Hammer show, Meta Washington has her show, all those different shows, but they're all tied into the Erica Campbell brand or the Tina Campbell brand. They're not on any FM dials, any AM dials. You can go to up to Tennessee. They still got FM, AM gospel radio stations that are hot there, still going on. But as far as it right now, it depends on where you go, honestly. And if you're on the West Coast, your chances of finding a good gospel radio station are slim to none.
It's dead over here.
It is slim to none. And I hate to say that because I'm from the West Coast, but out here I can find a gospel radio station.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. So and I mentioned this from a couple of different standpoints. This is no shameless plug for Freedom Radio, because it is what it is. Now, internet radio is becoming harder and harder to survive as well, because as we mentioned, with the evolution of Apple Music, with the evolution of Sirius Radio, all of these other streaming platforms, they really have kind of taken the place of what we are accustomed to hearing or being able to access. So, and again, I mean, yes, Freedom Radio is an internet radio station. We do still play gospel music 24 hours a day. So if you don't have the app, please make sure you download the app. And if you want to hear some great music, absolutely, you can. However, we're just one small pea, or one small piece of salt in this great big vast thing called gospel music. And I'm telling you, it is getting harder and harder first of all, for us to find out what music is hot, unless you're streaming it from your phone or wherever. It has become really, really hard. There is no AM and FM radio that we can depend on or that we can listen to on a regular basis. I'm sure, Yolanda, where you are, out in North Carolina, you also may still have that. But here in California, I mean, I know we have KDYA, but when is that? Just on Saturdays? Or
it doesn't come in clear. It has never come in clear, but praise the Lord for it.
Wow. I mean, so how does the gospel artist have their music heard? Because
that's the problem on this side.
Absolutely. So, and I say that with this grain of salt, because in order for even if you put your music on Apple Music, which you should, and even if you put your music on Google Music, and you should, But how do we know that the music is there? And I know this is something that Yolanda's going to want to chime in on, because yes, I know you get your graphics done, and you make that one post on Instagram or that one post on Facebook, and think that everybody that follows you is going to see that and download and stream your music. I know, Ja'Cory, you could chime in on this as well, but if gospel radio is dying or is almost dead, then how do we get our music heard? Yolanda, I'll start with you.
We have enough time to answer the question, right? I think I don't think it's dying. Oh, I may start crying. Because gospel music is really important to me, right? Like, I'm a gospel girl, right? And I love God. Okay, that goes without saying, but I'm serious. I get like real emotional. I get because I think for me what's hard is the entities that have the power to do something don't.
And no, they do.
That to be a problem.
They just do it for their good girlfriends only.
Yeah, and so there goes that part. And so the people that have something. One thing I've always liked about Freedom is that we fought for the people that didn't have a space.
Absolutely.
Right. We've all encountered moments when people say, "You're part of Freedom Radio," and I'm a part of it proudly. And oh man, y'all played my first single. Because there was no space, because radio, if people don't know, radio is very expensive.
Yeah.
It is very expensive to hire someone to get you in the rotation. And I just recently learned, even though if you pay it, that doesn't mean
that they're gonna play it.
That they're gonna play it, right? We all remember, during the season, the pandemic season. What was the room? What was the app? And everybody was in the
Clubhouse.
Right? So there was this night on Clubhouse. I think we were all there that night, and there were all these artists. I mean, big name artists who were saying, why am I still spending thousands of dollars for radio? Like, why am I doing this? Why am I going there? Why am I doing this? And they're still not playing my music. Mm-hmm. Like, why is Dietrich Haddon, for example, in my opinion, like pushing that hard for space? You know what I mean? So I think it's a deeper. I know I'm always like this girl, but I just think I don't think it's a surface question. I think it's a deeper question, because the question is gospel music dying? I don't think it is, but I do think the entities that open the doors for it have been removed. I will always say this, and as more confident as I become in myself, I become more confident in what I say. Bobby Jones should have never been taken off the air. That was a very huge mistake. I believe had Bobby Jones been on and the pandemic happened, because it was going to happen regardless, the numbers for Bobby Jones would have skyrocketed out the sky.
Period.
That man, I believe, helped allow or keep some level of balance.
Yeah.
Can't control people do in and out of spaces, right? And I don't want to go on. I'm just saying that was a mistake.
Yeah.
Because it helped some level of balance. I think with television, it helped some level of balance with gospel music. And then with the radio, he pushed people to say, now go listen to X, Y, and Z person. Go on these radio stations. Go that. So when we remove this big element, I think it just caused a domino effect in other spaces. It does make me really emotional because I don't understand. Me and Ja'Cory had these kind of conversations all the time. I don't understand how we have this thing. Most people who sing gospel music, most people who say R&B came out of gospel music. The list is very lengthy. From New Edition, 112, Whitney Houston, SWV, Jodeci, Jagged Edge. I mean, the list is so long. Justin Timberlake. The list is so long.
Yeah, Joe.
But often, people forget about, sometimes, not all, either where they came from. it's very confusing for
me. well, let me ask this, and I want to ask it to Jacory in particular. Let me put this comment on the screen, and I'm going to ask Jacory a question. So Pastor Bill Carter says, I really believe that gospel radio is not dead, but it must keep on because there's going to come a time when folks are going to be searching, kind of like church. There will be a great awakening to run to church. I get it.
Wow.
I understand that. So let me ask this question, because I think the demographic of who listen to gospel music or true gospel music, there's a big disparity of the demographic. Mm-hmm. And so people who really like the gospel music that we talk about, some are, are older or whatever. And so here is what we experience as an internet radio station. I'll mention us. I'll mention Yes Lord Radio, who's making a comeback. Actually, they're our friends. Yes Lord Radio. Adam Rogers, whatever his station is called. I believe radio. If the owners of internet radio stations got together and really had this one conversation and be realistic, we can stay on common ground that our listenership changed due to the evolution of Apple Music and all these streaming companies. I was kicking and screaming, did not want to get an Apple Music subscription, because even as an Apple employee, I have to pay for Apple Music. So I didn't want to pay for a subscription for this. I get other stuff free. I get, all the software that they make for free, but we still have to pay for Apple Music. But anyway, my point that I'm making is, with internet radio, a lot of people still haven't grasped how easy it is to listen to internet radio. The concept, even we're about to be 13 years old in just a few weeks, and people are still trying to grasp the concept of internet radio, that all you have to do is either go to a website or open up an app, hit play, and just like you in the gym listening to your created playlist that you made, or you're in your car listening to whatever, it's the same premise. But what is happening though is that people would rather prefer, and me included, I fall into this category. Sometimes I just want to hear the playlist that I've made. I just want to hear certain stuff. I want to hear my own stuff on demand, rather than opening my horizons and listening to music or being introduced to new music on a regular basis. Now, Jacory, out of all of us, you're probably one that has the most recent music that are putting things out. What has been your experience since you released My Destiny?
You need some money. I'm just gonna be real, because at the end of the day, My Destiny, everybody was just like, oh, this song is fabulous, it's wonderful, it crosses. But the thing is, when it came down to it, it was just like, are you gonna be able to live, or are you just gonna pay to spin this song? And at the end of the day, there is gatekeepers. At the end of the day, it's only like 25 to 40 slots on mainstream radio. And if you think my name don't go up there in between Kirk Franklin and the top. Yeah. Well, it does, because I speak it there, but realistically, how much money do I have to put out for them to spin it and not know if it, I would have to listen to the station all day to see if you even really playing it.
Right.
So, and then I think that's what happens with the creatives that are underneath the carpet. It's just like, ooh, you know how much money I put out to do a video, to do the single with David Jackson, to get keys, to get strings. And then if I were to show you the printout of what Apple has paid me, or what DistroKid has paid me, you would probably slap me in the face. All the people that said they supported me, but I only sold $13.99. So I think what we actually need to do is get together, us colored folks, because we wait to the last minute to support too. That's what's happening with a lot of radio too. We wait till they put up that last graphic of, oh, we're gonna be closing out in 3 months, and then you want to support because we're too busy. So we honestly have that mentality of, I'm too busy to do a click. I'm too busy to spend 99 cents. So I think we need to collab and come together.
Yeah, I'm with you. I like that, man. Let me put back on the screen a comment that my bro Vincent Johnson mentioned from Oakland, California. He said, streaming playlists on demand radio are on track to replace the industry. He said no one really saw a real potential or the true potential of the internet. So what happened was once people started to figure it out, it started to pave the way for the internet or the entertainment takeover. Pastor Bill Carter also says, believe it or not, I think I saw some of the first that had internet radio about 15 years ago called West Coast Gospel Radio. Yes, they were a part of that big launch, and we were shortly thereafter. Again, we're about to be 13 years old, and all of it, even what we're doing now, was birthed out of someone giving me a chance to do a radio show on an internet radio station. They weren't realistic in their numbers, which is why I was saying, if internet radio station owners sat down and talked real without any fluff, let's just talk what's real, and let's figure out a way for us to make things happen for real. Because you know what's gonna happen. You get together. Well, how many listeners you get? Oh, we got 10,000 listeners. Doc, man, you don't see 10,000 listeners in 10 years. I'm telling you, internet radio, I won't say that it's dead, but it is a struggle now, because as Vincent Johnson has said, and so many others have said, even myself, you can play music that you want to hear on demand from a playlist rather than having to wait around. And I think what really throws us off, me too, I don't like to hear a bunch of commercials. So if I'm on a radio station, I hear 2 songs and I got to hear 4 commercials, well, I'm not going to stay on there long. And this happens with Sirius as well. I don't mind the commercials, and we got to break in. I don't mind the commercials, but man, you know what? I tell you what, this is a perfect break in from another artist, my homegirl and yours, the incredibly talented Ashlyn Tara Cole from The Vehicle. Ashlyn, are you there, or did I lose her? She was right there. She probably had to fix her hair one more time. You know what? We'll get her back in as soon as we can. But yeah, I think I got her. Let's see, Ashlyn, what is going on?
What's going on, family?
Oh, hey.
What's up, y'all? Sorry I'm late to the party. I know you got like 3, 2, 1, but I'm on my way to.
Oh,
sorry, y'all.
Oh, that's all good. All right, well, it looked like Ashlyn might be stuck. We'll try to get her back as soon as we can. I know she's driving, going from tower to tower. But I'm telling you, this whole being an artist thing. And so every time you guys keep telling me, Yolanda keeps trying to encourage me, Jacory keeps trying to encourage me, Ashlyn, Demetrius, the world keeps trying to encourage me. When are you going to release new music? When are you going to do this? When are you going to do that with gospel music? I hear y'all. Trust me, I do. But after I've spent, I don't know how much money on production, I don't know how much money on post-production, I don't know how much money I got to pay Yolanda for graphic design, free, all this type of stuff. And then I put it out on Instagram and iTunes and all this type of great stuff. And as Jacory just said, 13 people downloaded for 99 cents. And y'all don't know how many streams it takes just to earn a penny.
$1.
I mean, it takes so many streams for you to make things happen. I think we had Jeremy on here one time, and he was telling us he wanted to have a person. He wanted us to support a particular person. He said the best way to do it would be to turn the person's song on and let it run in the background all night long while you sleep. Just turn the volume down and let the song run in the background all night long. And he said that's the easiest way that you can help somebody if you're not going to purchase a song, but just to get their streams up. And even doing that, you got to have thousands of people doing stuff like that to even get noticed in any kind of way. And so, I mean,
I don't think, you know what? I don't want to seem hopeless, right? Because I'm not that. Right? Because I'm not hopeless. So on one side, it's sad. But the other part is that I think the other part is there was a comment about AI, and so I think what is important is that if you're gonna be an artist that said, for me, this is for me, and this is for all of us. Anybody wants to be an artist, you really do have to know the game. You have to know what's going on. You have to be. You may not be the most techie person, the most technology advanced person, but you know what? You just got to know a little bit about everything, because AI is moving so quickly that it's going to be able to duplicate certain things that we thought was not able to duplicate. I've been doing graphics 18 plus years. If you'd have told me then that there will be programs that I could type in, create a girl in a hat with a blah 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 blah, and then 10 seconds later it did it, I would have said, no, I don't know. It sounds like some kind of Jetson stuff. But it's moving so quickly. And so I don't think if you're artists, you should give up. I think you should always remember the reason why you started. Somebody needs to hear your song.
I love it.
Somebody needs to whether it's what's that song? When the night has come and the land is dark. Whether it's that song or whether it's My Destiny, somebody. I think we just always need to remember the reason why we did it, and then create strategy from that. Go ahead. I
love it. Ashley, I'm going to allow you to get ready to give us a closing comment and final thought on this whole thing. So right now, Ashley, hopefully you got enough signal. I'm throwing it out to you. So go ahead,
hope so too. I just wanted to say two things. One, don't think as an independent artist that you're going to put out a song and get rich. Like, don't have money or financial gain be the reason that you put out music. Like, put music out because you want to get your message out, or you want to use that to encourage people or something like that. If you have an investor or label behind you and all that stuff, then that's a different story. But you got to go on tour to make money. You got to sell merchandise to people do still buy CDs. I know that sounds crazy, but people do still buy CDs. But you've got to have T-shirts and hats and pins and church fans, and you got to come up with all kind of merchandise in order to make money. You're not going to make money off streams and downloads. Like maybe direct downloads if you go through a direct download company. Which I can't think of any right now off the top of my head. But the second thing is, I think we have a distorted image of gospel radio on the West Coast because we don't have any gospel radio on the West Coast. Gospel radio is thriving in the South, on the East Coast, in Georgia, in Texas, all across the country. But on the West Coast, we don't have a gospel station out here. We have a gospel hour on Sunday morning, but we don't have a gospel station. So I think that we also have a distorted image of how effective gospel radio is out here on the West Coast. So just some things to think about. But everybody had some valid points, and you just got to be realistic about it, but don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged by the information, right? Dig a little deeper, ask more questions, get a manager, get an advisor, get somebody who's a professional that's doing what it is that you want to do, and get some advice. Don't be discouraged because you can do it, but it's going to take a lot more work than I think we think it's going to take.
I'm with you.
And can I add on to one part? I know we just got to do like something on Instagram one night. Something she said I want to add to. You should always have people around you who do what you do and they do it better than you do. If everybody around you is doing what you do at the same level as you or lower than you, your circle is unbalanced. You got to have people around you. I don't just have, I have single friends that can sing circles around me with their eyes closed, like Demetrius Stoffer and Ja'Cory and Ashley, right? You have people around you that do what you do, whatever capacity you do it better. They do it better. They know it thicker. They've been through the woods. They've been through the storm. They've been through the rain. So they can tell you, this is how you get your album pressed, and this is who you press it through. Don't do that. Don't do this. And if you're not willing to listen, then you're not ready. That's just the bottom line.
Yeah, I'm with it. Period. I love it. That's good stuff. Listen, as usual, we are not out of conversation, but we're only out of time. I like what Yolanda mentioned, that we do need to have a unprohibited and unplanned or pop-up type conversation on the Instagram platform. If you're not following us on Instagram or YouTube, simply go to Instagram and type in Freedom Radio, FREEDEM Radio, and hit the like button or follow button. And we would love to be able to have you do that. We are going to do something specific on Instagram. And I think a conversation like this would be a great introduction to what we are trying to do. Listen, before we go, I just want to say this. I actually even want to put it on the screen as my closing comment. It's very simple. And that is, you have to be before you do. Everybody's not going to catch it, but I'm going to say it one more time. You have to be, meaning you have to know who you are. You have to be able to be something before you start doing what you thought you could do. You have to be able to be first. So listen, I'm going to let that linger in your spirit. Listen, I appreciate all of you all on behalf of Yolanda Morant, Demetrius Hunter, Ja'Cory Proto, and Ashton Cole. My name is Demetrius Tollfree. And until the next time on this same Shop Talk Network at the same Shop Talk time, you know how we do it. You can help us say it. Holla.
Holla.